I'm Kyra, and today we have a very special guest in the studio to talk about her brand new single, Magic Dancing Woman. Now, I am joined in the studio today with the beautiful Emily Wurramara. How are you today?
I am so good. Thank you for getting my last name right. That really means a lot. Thanks for having me.
That's okay. So I guess starting off, can you explain a little bit of, the message and the meaning behind the new single, and I guess give us a little bit of an insight into it?
Yeah, so Magic Woman Dancing is a song that I wrote in high school. And I guess I wrote the chorus, so there's this bit where I sing, I must admit I was a little bit salty. That came from, I guess, inspired by this person that I knew in high school who I saw as a pillar of inspiration when it came to rebellion, when it came to the freedom of self and sexuality, like the things that I feel like in our mob, especially as women, we don't talk about. And it kind of dabbled over the years, and then when my co-producer, Kuya James, who's Darwin-based brother, deadly, amazing brother, flew down to Lutruwita, to Tasmania, where I live now. I showed him the song just on the guitar, real slackways.
Yeah.
And he was like, I was like, do you think I should put this on the album? And he's like, this is amazing, like the songwriting is incredible, and what's the story about? When I told him about who this person was and what she's done, he was like, this is kind of like a bit of a rebellion, a bit of a liberation, a bit of freedom, and I really wanted to capture that story and make it epic and make everything about it epic, the instruments, the people who are involved, the music video, the visuals most importantly. But yeah, this is pretty much a freedom of yourself, a freedom of your environment, the liberation within yourself and those around you. I come from Good Island, like my people are the Wanatiliokwa people from up them ways. My grandfather is a Borroloola man from Yanyuwa country. And so I think never ever, because of the environment that you see and you grow up in, and you see that we have really bad mining on the island that impacts our community hard, the poverty levels there, the youth suicide, like all of that. So I never would have thought that I would be working with artists like Kuya James, purely because, I don't know, where I grew up and seeing like, oh, I could never do that, or I could never be that, or I could, there's all these
so surreal.
Yeah, it just felt surreal that this girl from this random island in the middle of Gulf of Carpentaria, in the middle of nowhere, is working with these artists. Like, I just am absolutely blown away, and I think that that's because it's a good community around me, good people around me. But also you do have to put in the work and time and energy, and most importantly, reciprocate that energy to others. Definitely. Some days it feels like we can't rest, or we can't do the things that we want to do because of the judgment. And I think that this song is definitely for the rebellious ones.
Yeah, definitely. That's great. Now, this single, I guess, is a part of almost a new era for you, as you've said in the media releases and stuff like that, at least of what's been read, of what I've read. How do you think this track is kind of different from the previous work that you've been doing, or?
I think most definitely. This music I've been writing and producing, like making little beats and stuff in my own time for years, and I've always wanted to step out of that folky singer-songwriter box, because originally that wasn't who I started off as. I wanted to be an R&B singer, and there's no language in this single, so I feel like it's also a bit of a stand as a First Nations woman in the music industry, that music isn't limited to boxes. It's creative expression, it's freedom of that creative expression. And so I definitely feel like this single is an out there thing, but I wanted to start off the year in a bang.
Yeah, definitely. And you definitely have. I've listened to the single. It's absolutely
thanks,
incredible.
Oh, you're so sweet.
No, thank you. So your 2018 album, Wurramara, was mainly focused on a lot of like climate and environmental issues, as well as a whole bunch of stuff, which I know that you are a big advocate for, especially in the climate environmental side. Judging by the music video of the new single, I see that you're kind of still sticking to your roots a little bit there as kind of...
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like climate, like the environment, all of that, the things that happen on this planet, you need to look inwards for that to change. You need to change what's happening inside of you to realise, I guess, the bigger picture. But yeah, look, when we were filming on Nature Eater, there's a lot of mining, like logging that's happening at the moment in the Tarkine, and the protests there are really big, and you know everyone speaks up about it. But the environment there is so luscious, it's so green, it's so, I don't know, it's like you're in Lord of the Rings, like you fully get that.
It's super, super beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, yeah, exactly. So, reading up, you are a director for the Bush Music Fund, and also an ambassador for the First Nations Foundation, as well as Kennel & Co.
Yeah.
So can you explain your role within these positions, kind of what you do?
I'm mainly there for the artists.
Yeah.
I feel I've been in this industry doing music professionally from when I was 14 years old, travelled all around the world. I've collaborated with artists that as a child, I could only ever dream of working with. But I felt like, you know, in my own personal career, I've worked really hard to get to where I am. I've done a really hard yard of starting from playing to one person or playing to no people to now playing to, I don't even know, people, like people who actually like my music, and that's really cool. But my role in all of this is, all of these projects, and foundations and not-for-profit charities is to be there for the artists, to help them learn and upskill them in areas that I've had to learn the hard way. But now that I know not what to do, I feel like I'm not a gatekeeper in that sense of when it comes to sharing knowledge. I just want to see Mob thrive and be sustainable in this industry, because you can make a living, be sustainable, you can be touring, you can be working on projects. Like, that's not possible, like it is all possible. But I really do want to show Mob how to do it the right way, so you set yourself up so that you're thriving, but also your future is also thriving.
Yeah,
so you're
definitely.
leaving your assets and your things and your financial royalties and how that works, you know, because there's a lot. I feel like when I first started, I wish that I knew a lot. I feel like things would be very much different, but if I didn't go through that, then I wouldn't know how to do it my way and how to do it in a way that is sustainable, especially for Mob. Because, you know, the way this industry is, it was never built for us. It was never made for our voices to be a part of. And I think we're carving out a safe space for us to be in and to thrive and to talk and tell our stories and share that and collaborate, because it is, at the end of the day, community over competition. I don't see competition at all amongst my fellow brothers and sisters that I share this industry with. We all cheer each other on, we all rise each other up, we all elevate each other's voices, because that's what we do as community, as Mob. That is what we do. We're at the heart of it, and I just want to make sure that those values and those things are carried on from those who taught me. So like people like Uncle Archie, people like Shelley Morris, people like Emma Donovan, will carry this beautiful grace and integrity when they move in this industry. And we need to see that. We need to see that as we continue our legacy moving forward.
Do you think that there were any challenging times working, well, not even specifically on the new single, but kind of since the Wurramara album came out, that has kind of molded you more and guided you further as a person, as far as...
Most certainly.
Yeah.
I think when I lost everything in a house fire, in 2018, that was really difficult because I saw everything I owned just evaporate, just burn pretty much. And it was this moment where I was like, oh, okay, I literally have nothing except the clothes on my back, but that's okay, because it made me realize the people that I have in my life, and also the substance of those connections that I have, and how much that meant more than any possession in the world. And it made me think about my life, and made me look at my life and go, what am I doing this for? Am I doing this to continue a legacy, what am I doing this for? It just really made me think inwards, and really brought me back down. I think when you're in this industry, you get so just it's like bees flying everywhere. There's so much noise. That when you take out that noise, or when you're numb, or when it's silent, you start to understand that the noise inside you is so much more deeper and worth listening to, because that actually comes from a depth of, I can't even tell it, it's magic. It's magic once you understand yourself. I'm an NT girl. I grew up in Brisbane, I grew up in Queensland. So coming from that hot to the cold, the winter really broke me, man. It just opened me up and made me just pour out everything from the last couple of years. And it was really special. So I think a lot of big changes, but there's definitely a lot of little ones along the way that you kind of, give you a good slap in the face.
Definitely. Speaking of Magic Dancing Woman, now that was collaborated on with so many talented artists and producers. What was the feeling after finally hearing the product, after working on it for so long?
Oh my God, oh my goodness, I was just mind blown. I wanted the song to be epic, but this was just another level of epicness. This was I don't know, when I first heard it, I was like, I can see this on a trailer for a movie, or I can see this in this epic adventure scene where this deadly sis is running at someone with a fucking spear, and this power that that comes and is emanating from the song, and the lyrics and the story, but also my vocals as well, hearing them in this way, because usually they're produced in a very soft, folky
kind of type of way.
Songwriter.
Definitely.
But this was bam, I really put my all into this song, and there were a lot of moments where, because I feel when you're songwriting, you're purging, right? You're getting rid of stuff.
Definitely.
In that, I was more so celebrating and releasing the truth, and that power, that empowerment that comes with seeing another being living their truth and living in their fullest self, and how inspiring that is, and actually how, when we get bittersweet, or when we get jealous or envious about something, it's actually an internal projection and reflection. And so I just hope that this single has inspired people to look inwards and understand that everything is just a projection of your own SHIT.
Definitely. Yeah. Now, speaking so the single in itself is absolutely outstanding. I believe one of the best sounding songs that you've done, in my opinion.
Thank you.
But the music video as well also fits just as beautifully and perfectly with the song as the lyrics do. So what was a little bit of an insight, and what was the filming process like on that? Because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in that. It's beautiful, that kind of the themes of Lord of the Rings type situation, Dungeons and Dragons. So I guess, for the listeners, what was a little bit of the filming process like on all of that?
Well, I love fantasy movies. I feel like as Mob, we have these beautiful mythology stories and creation stories, songlines that run through us. And I think that that's a very magical aspect of our culture and who we are. And so when I originally approached Claudia Sanchiorci, who directed the film clip, I gave her a 300 board Pinterest, and I was like, this is my idea, this is how I want to do it, this is the epic thing. And then I gave her a poem from a book that I've been writing books lately, which is really fun, about these adventures that these characters go through, and this book that I had written was about this magic woman dancing, who the character is based on, and I wrote that in high school. And so there was this poem about her that was at the start of the book, I guess a prologue of the book, that I handed over to Claudia, and she took that poem and was like, let's create the scenes out of these poems. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like that's actually brilliant. And so we went back and I was like, look, my mum's gonna be here, like I want my mum in it, I want my partner in it, like I want someone to dance. I don't want to be the main character. I want to dress up, I want to have fun. And so yeah, it was 3 days of filming, and 6 locations that we went down. So everyone flew down to Luchawita, down to Tassie, and we all just hung out, ate good food, had good laughs, you know, like I'm dressed up as this like 2 characters in the film clip. So I'm this sorceress who tells Gabriel Comerford, who's the dancer who plays the magic woman, that they're gonna like die pretty much, and then have this like mad ass journey and this rebirth, you know. And then I play this other character who's like a dark angel, who represents both light and dark. Yeah, it's been really, really interesting hearing everyone's perspectives about that and seeing me as in this new light and this new rebranding. Because honestly, this next journey is just me having fun with the visuals and being a weirdo that I am. I'm an Aquarian, so
Lovely.
This we're a bit of the odd ones, but I feel like this film clip was just so deadly to make. I just had so much fun with all the people I love. There was no silly or stupid ideas, you know, and I think that that's what's needed, is to embrace your creativity, and I hope that this film clip inspires others to get more creative and to have fun. Most importantly, have fun with what they're doing and be real. Like,
I think it's definitely resonating. Just the whole music video in itself really is just a whole look of fun. It just really it really is like it is. So finally, wrapping up everything, we Darwin Mob have the kind of first little insight, I believe, to Magic Dancing Woman live. So what does it mean for you to be able to come back and perform for all us Darwin Mob, I guess, and coming back to the NT?
Well, I was born here in Larrakia country, so my mum had me at Darwin Hospital, and I'm a very, very proud NT Territorian girl. But the song was recorded here on this beautiful country. And I think it just makes sense for you fellas to have an exclusive into what's next, because I really, really, really want Mob here to be proud of this. And a lot of the community here in Darwin have helped with this project and helped in many, many ways for me to be sustainable as well as an artist. And it's important for me to give back to my community. You know, I've done all these amazing things, but then when I come back home to the territory and when I play here, it just feels so much more deeper, and I feel like so much more love and gratitude, because it reminds me of where I come from, who I am, who my people are. It's going to be so deadly, honestly. I'm just very excited to show everyone the new album songs, and to give you fellas a little preview of everything and little yarns behind the songs. It's going to be a very vulnerable journey, but I don't know, we're going to have a roller coaster of a deadly night, and I'm just so excited. We'll just keep on going, I guess. We'll just keep on releasing music this year and keep on having fun with it, and hopefully, you know, there's some other cool projects that I'm working on which I'm really busting to announce because they're really, really cool. but all in due time. I just am so grateful to be here making music. I feel very honoured and very grateful for everyone who has supported my journey so far, and I just can't wait to release more music and tell more stories and have more fun and have some more good laughs and good feeds, most importantly.
That's always a goodie. It's always a good plus and little extra, isn't it? I'm super, super excited to see how the rest of this journey. I absolutely love Magic Dancing Woman. I can't get over it. It's so beautiful.
So this song is called Magic Woman Dancing, and it's a song that I wrote about a person I knew in high school. Pretty much about the liberation of self, the freedom in calling yourself out on your bittersweet envy, and how inspiring that actually is, and how it inspires each of us, especially those that can find it confronting that, that's actually a beautiful thing, because then you allow yourself to grow. This is Magic Woman Dancing. This soul I knew, she hurt herself in ways you couldn't imagine. She wasn't shy, she was very outspoken and open. Always the struck, divine vessel, and dreams that would provoke them. There's something oh so lovely about her. There is something oh so lovely about her. And when she walked, she left a bittersweet taste. How people follow just to get a gaze. I must admit, I was a little bit salty. I must admit, I was a little bit salty. She's so enchanted, magic women dancing. This soul I knew was finding ways to breathe her freedom, subdued and blind to what was bound in echoes in a silence. She wasn't fearful of the things that could be weird. There's something oh so lovely about her. There is something oh so lovely about her. And when she walked, she left a bittersweet taste. How people follow just to get a gaze. And I must admit, I was a little bit salty. I must admit, I was a little bit salty. She's so enchanted, magic women dancing. She's so enchanted, magic women dancing.